This is Interview Connections TV, the show for podcasters and great guests. I'm Jessica Rhodes, your host, founder of InterviewConnections.com, and I'm committed to helping you deliver valuable, actionable content, grow your following, and build your business. And today I am on location. I am in Dallas, Texas at the GKIC Super Conference, and I am so excited because I have booked so many podcast guests and so many great interviews, and Michelle Prince is probably my rock star interview. I booked her on so many shows, and I am so excited to interview her on this episode to help you get some great information about how to be a great guest and also deliver some tips for podcasters on what you can do better to improve your shows and to improve your interviews. So first, Michelle is America's productivity coach.
Yes.
She is a business coach. She helps people write books and be more productive. But first, you've done so many interviews. How have they helped you grow your business?
So much, it's all about exposure, right? And it's getting yourself out there, but it's not so much the exposure that's important, it's the value. So when you're providing content that other people can digest and use, then you're going to be more, people are going to want to know you more. So so that's really what I try to do when I go on a show is what value and content can I provide that will help the listeners.
And that's what I love about Michelle and about other great guests that we have is it's first and foremost about delivering value and delivering great content. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Zig Ziglar teach if you help enough people get what they want,
yes,
you'll get what you want. So if you go into interviews really just prioritizing, delivering value and helping other people, you're going to get so much in return. So, Michelle, you've been interviewed on so many shows. I'm sure some of them were fantastic, and I'm sure others, maybe you hung up the phone thinking, well, that could have gone better. What advice do you have for podcasters on what they can do to be better hosts?
That's a great question. And I having a podcast show myself at one point, I know that feeling of not necessarily knowing what questions to ask. But I would say, again, making the guests feel comfortable. They're there to make you look good or to make you sound good. So making them feel comfortable with what questions you're going to ask in advance, that's always very helpful. You don't want to, surprise them with a question they weren't prepared for. Stay away from anything that you think would be, a little risky to ask that kind of a question so they're not put on the spot. But more than anything, I like to think of a podcast, it's just two friends having a conversation. It's not this, it is a production, but if you go after it more authentically, like what would you say to somebody just sitting in front of them? What questions would you ask them? That's how you should approach your guest.
Perfect. Michelle, how can people learn more about you?
You can go to my website, michelleprince.com. That's 2 L's, PRINCE.com.
And if we have podcasters listening that or watching that want to interview you, how can they make that happen?
Absolutely. I'd love to be on your show. info@princeperformance.com is the best email to get a hold of me. Again, it's info@princeperformance.com. And if there's some value I can provide to your show, I would absolutely love to do it.
All right. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Oh, thank you.